When I know I have a lot of free time, I will hop on a city builder. Now, if you play city builders, you know what I'm talking about. These things are legendary time sinks. They will do things with your time that you've never seen before. It's like a time machine if it was a video game. Like, I'm not even joking, dude. And not to mention, whenever you're in the game itself, a lot of like you're thinking more like on a bigger scale. So if you want to expand outwards, or you have to say, oh, I need to devote these many resources to this task. Okay, you have to think of things you want to do. You need to plan. It's it's like a strategy game, but I mean, there's not really like you are using strategy, I suppose, but just in a different way, right? Now, on my most previous video, most related to this topic, the RTS video, a commenter said, I've spent 8,000 hours playing these games. You know, that the amount of time spent playing the games isn't important. The more important thing is to, actually enjoy life, go outside, that sort of shit, because it really does just go right by. And this isn't even city builders or RTSs in general. This is just video gaming, okay? You enjoy your life, go outside, fucking have a life, or at least try to, right? You can't just sit in front of the computer or the console and just ignore shit totally, okay? Because sooner or later it will come back to bite you in the ass, which was a pretty good, profound pearl of wisdom I didn't expect to get from the comment section today, but I did. And yeah, it is very true. However, if you're in need of a genre category, you want to switch things up, okay? Here's a good example. Back in middle school, I started playing The Sims 3. Actually, probably The Sims 4, because it's been out for so fucking long. No, I think I started with Sims 3. I started out with The Sims 3, and then I got my first smartphone. So I moved from my laptop to a generic Android, a Moto, and I downloaded SimCity on it because I couldn't get the regular Sims on it. And SimCity was my first real experience with a city builder, and you know what? It was really shit. There was a lot wrong with it, I'll tell you that. You know, because it's a mobile game. It being a mobile game in the first place, like half of its existence is spent trying not to be fucking paywalled and just microtransactions everywhere. The fact that it was free in the first place was already like a warning flag, but you know, I was like, I don't know what, 14 at the time, so I said fuck it and I downloaded it. It wasn't bad. It got repetitive really quickly, and I stopped playing it not too soon after that. But it just, I don't know what it was about it, but it did get me into it for sure. But they could have handled that game a lot better. I didn't like the middle game, the mid game of it. It wasn't great. So I moved on to other things after a couple weeks. That's not to say I moved on to like Candy Crush or fucking Angry Bird or some shit. But just to say, it gave me a good little introductory glance into the genre itself. And now, years later, I've spent at least fucking, well, a good few more hours in workers and resources for my most recent entanglement. The only gripe I have about this game is that it could get updated a little bit more often, but I understand the team is smaller. The fact that it's being updated to begin with is nice. It's mostly out of early access. And it is indeed incredibly hard because it isn't just your generic city builder. It is a city builder with a little bit more attached to it. So the end goal of the game is to be self-sufficient. So if you don't achieve that goal in enough time, it eventually gets harder and harder. Prices go up higher and higher. You have to begin making things yourself domestically, or you will end up going bankrupt. And that's not a realistic part of the game. However realistic it does try to be, that is just the developers of the game saying, you're playing the game wrong. Which eventually makes sense to you whenever you look at the imports and exports for that month. But if you're somebody who can handle a lot of, if you're somebody who has a lot of patience, somebody who's determined, somebody who can stare at a screen for a long period of time and not get bored. Although I will say you can definitely get bored playing city builders. It does make sense. Okay, I've spent hours invested in a I don't want to say campaign, but just like in a specific map, an area, a climate, whatever the fuck. And I'm just like, you know what? No, this isn't it. And I go back and I restart. Sometimes a fresh start is all you need to pick it up and continue playing it for a long period of time. Something about your previous combination might not have fit. Okay, there's a lot of variables that go into why not you might have liked it. I think, to be 100% honest, I've just never seen a game genre that has ever just taken so much time away from me. I could look outside and it'll be bright daylight. Launch up the game, get into the main menu, and it'll be like midnight. It's not even a joke, dude. Like, I don't know how they do it. It's just a time crunch, man. It's black magic. I swear to God, it is. It has to be. Or like hypnosis or something. I don't even know, dude. You get so focused on the game and just get sucked into it. Like, there's nothing else that can really substitute it or describe it well, like as well as that, okay? And if you're not careful, it can end up being a vicious cycle. If you don't have any friends, or they're not free, or there's no other games you really want to switch to because you just picked up this new game and you're like, damn, I just paid money for this, I want to try it. You get sucked into this vicious cycle of, okay, I'm going to launch the game. Now it's tomorrow. Now I'm going to play the game again. You know what I mean? So if you have limited free time, I would suggest playing something that isn't this. You get off work, you have fucking like 2, 3, 4 hours at most of free time if it's not an off day. You're working full time. Don't play a fucking city builder, okay? You'll make those 4 hours feel like 4 minutes, and it's really not even a joke. It's not. You have to keep glancing at the clock to make sure you're not gonna cut into your sleep, which I have done a few times. Was it ever really worth it? At the time, I thought it did, but the morning after, I did not. It's funny how that works. It's kind of like drinking, actually. But yeah, there are other there's other genres out there. Fucking go for an FPS, an easy one, or a sandbox game, or just fucking something else if you want to value your time, because your time really does go.